Welcome to today's powerful episode of the Economic Liberation of Africa, where we take on critical issues that define our time. I'm Peter Greer, your host, and joining me is none other than Pan-Africanist, activist, and thought leader Gerry McCants.
Thank you, Peter. I'm Gerry McCants. I'm honored to be a part of this discussion. And it's not only that something that's not just urgent, but is necessary for the fight for global Black economic equity.
We're talking about the second civil rights movement, how attacks on DEI, the resurgence of neo-colonialism practices, and the need for Pan-African solidarity are converging into a new global resistance. By the end of this video, you'll learn why this moment is pivotal, how Black student engagement can drive change, and how you can take action to be a part of this historic fight. Hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on this vital movement. Gerry, let's start with the attacks on DEI and the United States. These programs were designed to address systemic inequality, but now they're under attack. What's really going on here?
I think the attacks, Peter, are deliberate. I think it's part of a broader strategy to protect white supremacy and economic systems that benefit from this kind of disruption. Certainly when corporations like Walmart retreat from DEI, they're sending a message that diversity isn't a priority and that it has global implications.
Absolutely. And it's not just about DEI policies being cut. It's about the ripple effect. These same corporations exploit Africa and the global South while pulling back commitments to equity in the West. If this upsets you as much as it does us, drop a comment below and tell us what actions you think corporations should take to rebuild trust. Gerry, the civil rights movement of the 1960s taught us the power of organized resistance. A lot of that movement's success came from student activism. What parallels do you see with today's struggle?
I think, number one, students have always been the backbone of the, particularly during the 60s movement, whether it was the Greensboro sit-ins or the Freedom Rides, young people led the charge. In fact, I was just in the Civil Rights Museum today in Greensboro, so I understand that wholeheartedly. Students today are critical. They have tools at that they can use, technology, reaching the global connectivity to push this movement even further.
So you're saying the same level of energy and commitment is needed today to defend DEI and fight global exploitation.
Exactly. Students have power. They demand accountability from universities and corporations, just as they did to fight against apartheid in South Africa.
If you are a student or no one, share this video with them. Let's reignite the spark of student activism. Let's shift gears to Pan-Africanism. Gerry, explain how Pan-Africanism can unite Black communities worldwide in this fight.
Well, as you know, Pan-Africanism is an idea and a concept, but also a movement that all African persons of African descent, whether in Africa, the Caribbean, or the Americas, share a common struggle and destiny. It's about building economic and cultural bridges to create a united front.
That's powerful. Imagine if Black communities worldwide, over 1.5 billion people, focus their economic power to demand accountability from corporations.
That's the key, Peter. We're not just consumers. And basically, over $2 trillion worth of consumer power worldwide, 1.5 billion people. We're a global economic force. And by boycotting some of these companies that exploit our efforts in our communities, we need to invest in Black-owned businesses, and we need to shift the balance of power, and we can do that.
Use the hashtag Economic Armageddon to join this conversation and tell us how you're supporting Black-owned businesses in your community. Gerry, let's focus on Black students again. What role do you see them playing in defending DEI and driving this movement?
Students are the future of this movement. They're trendsetters. They can organize walkouts, demand that universities and colleges maintain DEI initiatives. They have access to social media platforms that expose injustice. They're in a very unique position to push and change everything locally and globally.
We saw the power of the student activism in the civil rights movement, and now it's time for a new generation to step up. If you're a student, start by organizing discussions on your campus, and if you want resources, reach out to us through the comments on our website. So, Gerry, let's give our audience a clear action plan. What are the top things they can do right now?
There are several, Peter. Number one would be reinvest in Black-owned companies and support local Black entrepreneurs and professionals. Secondly, demand corporate accountability by boycotting companies who are cutting DEI programs. Thirdly, educate yourself and others about Pan-Africanism and how global unity can drive changes. And fourth, organize and participate in protests, student forums, and online campaigns.
Those are actionable steps, and it starts with you. This is a movement, and movements require all of us to be involved. Click the link in our description to access resources, sign petitions, and join the fight for global Black economic equity. The fight for DEI and economic justice isn't just a political issue. It's a human issue. And as Gerry said, it's a movement. Together we can stop this economic Armageddon and create a future of fairness and opportunity for all.
Exactly. Remember, you're not in this fight alone. From students to activists to communities worldwide, we are building something that's unstoppable.
If this resonates with you, like this video, share it with your network, and subscribe to our channel. Every action you take helps amplify this movement. Join the movement. Visit our website. Together, we are stronger.